So welcome, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. The name is Kojo, Blockchain Kojo, and I welcome you all to another important presentation on a company that is using AI to change how you trade, to improve your finances, right? Before I go any further, just want you guys to know I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to be telling you what to do with your money, but I'm telling you personally, myself and a lot of great gentlemen on here. I have a few of my friends here who themselves have built seven-figure companies. And when they looked at this opportunity, they did not hesitate and they decided to take part, right, and use the technology to multiply their crypto. So that's all we are doing, guys. We are sharing our experience. We're going to share data and facts that allow you to analyze everything for yourself and make your own decision. If we got that, let's move on to the next page, right? So we are here on an article from Yahoo Finance. Very exciting to see that you have a company that is invested in marketing and is doing the right thing, going into the different outlets to let the world know that they have launched a digital technology product, right? So here you can read more about it. Just go on Yahoo Finance and type AIFEEX and you're going to see this article pop up, right? But why is AI the new thing, right? AI has been around for a while, but if you're here and you follow the news or you study the market, you realize that everyone from companies, corporations, countries are now putting billions and trillions of dollars into AI, right? So the US wants to be number one, but we all know Asia is number one when it comes to AI, right? Folks, as much as everyone tries, the guys in Asia are really, really ahead of technology. So the US is trying to catch up, and they have Japan investing $1 trillion into their ecosystem for AI in the US. The Saudis have dedicated 500 billion right into the Stargate project that Trump initiated. So when you start to see big money flowing in one direction, what do you say to yourself, right? One of my mentors told me, he said, Kojo, if you want to be successful, follow the money, right? Don't follow what the crowd is saying. Follow where the big investors are going, right? It's just like you are standing by the ocean, you see a big wave coming. If you run away from the shoreline, it's almost guaranteed that none of that water from the wave is going to touch your feet. But the closer you are to the shoreline, even if you don't know how to swim, even if you've never seen what water is, the fact that you are standing right in the way of that big wave, some part of it is guaranteed to touch your feet. So that's what we are doing, folks. With all these billions and trillions flowing into AI, as somebody in crypto, also as somebody who's an affiliate marketer, I ask myself, what do I have in my portfolio that is backed and built on AI, right? And that is where AIFEEX came into the play. And guys, it's been an exciting journey since they launched November 15th. They started onboarding customers around November 29th. Personally, I got in somewhere around first week of December, around December 7th, and I haven't looked back, right? And so many people else that are on here have been doing extremely well, generating hundreds of dollars a day in profits, all because of this system. So when you go on their website, you get to learn a lot about them, and we're gonna dive into a presentation real quick. But just to give you an idea, these guys are trading cryptocurrencies using their AI tech, but it's that all they offer, folks. That is not what all they offer, right? They have built an extensive AI computing system. They call it the TAC-WIN. And here it's able to utilize our funds and trade with your fund manager bot. And also we'll look at the different AI assistant applications that they have inside of this same app, right? This AIFEEX app where you're able to instruct AI to create, right? Different things from programming codes, videos, short films. It can do a lot. Basically, if you've been using ChatGPT, you know how these AI models of today work. You build a coherent system, you analyze the data, you feed all the data in, and it allows people to do amazing things, right? So this is how the app looks like once you download it. But in order to download this app, you would need a link from somebody who is already using this application since it's a community-based project. And then you'll be able to download it via the Android using APK. You download the APK file. If you're using the iPhone, you would then continue to click on iOS and download through the cloud. And then you're going to trust the server. And then there it would install on your device. Okay, so that's just a quick look at how to get this application. Okay, so one thing I want to do is we want to go into the roadmap. It's important that we understand the mission and the vision of this company so we know that we're at the right place. Timing is very, very necessary. I believe we are already at the right time. We just want to figure out if we're at the right place with the right company, right? So let's see what they have going on throughout the roadmap expansion throughout this entire year going into 2029. But we're going to be focused more on 2025 to 2026, what they have going on, right? So here you can see that they started operations. They are building through, started first from Asia. They're looking to open up markets in Africa, South America, and the Middle East, all inside of this year, which is very, very important. They have a program that allows people that are looking to be affiliates, right? You can grow your community and they would fund a community studio, an office where you can teach people about AI. So that's something also exciting to look forward to. Once you decide to be a part of this, just reach out to any of the admins, right? And we can be able to explain more of this, but all this information is found inside of their application. You can also speak to customer service in the app, and all the announcements are also put inside the application on how to participate in every single one of these promotions and things that they're doing, right? Also, what I love is that if you're looking to do an in-person event and just bring a few people together, teach them about AI, how to use their AI applications, or even just to use their passive income AI trading bot, guess what? They are willing to give away $500 to every single person who's willing to put about 15 or more people together and teach them about the new age of technology we call AI using AIFEEX, right? Even more exciting is their marketing strategy. I've been in the space for, I would say, somewhere since 2021 when I got back into affiliate marketing. I was just a baby in the space. I learned a lot from a lot of great people in the space. Some of them are even on this call. And there are certain things you look out for in a company, right? If you have a company that is not willing to invest in marketing, it tells you that they have no long-term goals because advertising and marketing is the bedrock, right, for global success in any project, any business at all, any brand, any product, any service, any company, right? So they began all of that by advertising in multiple international airports throughout East Asia. Now, to me, that is huge, folks, because when have you seen a passive income company, affiliate marketing company structured, or even a trading company that we have been in the space go above and beyond to advertise their brand? But here we know AIFEEX is also a technology company building AI applications. So it makes sense that they would advertise their brand and their product to different people around the world. So if you go through multiple airports, East Asia, South Asia, right? You can see all these international airports, the banners, the logos, the animated ads is all right there. Guess what? We just saw a new advert inside of the UAE, the Dubai International Airport, folks. They were also there advertising. So, folks, as you travel around these different countries, look out for the AIFEEX logo, for the AIFEEX promo. And if you see it, hey, share it and just let people know this is something new that's literally taken the world by storm. So um, another thing is they are looking to do a lot of partnerships with KOLs, influencers through Binance Live, X Spaces, right? YouTubers, and all of that is being done by the core team, right? Here's the CEO who's going to be doing online interactions and offline, going to global events around the world. They have an event lined up every month throughout the entire year. We'll look at that. And also, he's going to be doing offline programs like on Twitter Spaces, Telegram, Binance Labs, and all these different things to promote what they have going. So, look, I got excited from day one. But every day we learn something new, right? We're in a day and age where you cannot know enough, where you can't say, I know it all, I have it all. There's always room for growth. So they have been expanding through different global events. Soon, the next event is Vietnam. Some of us will have the opportunity to go because we have been able to grow communities enough to hit certain reward statuses where, we got invitations to go. So you have the same opportunity, folks. Starting from today, you have the same opportunity to literally be at any of these events. The next event is in China, next event in Indonesia, Thailand, South Korea, right? It doesn't end there. Philippines, India, Nigeria, Dubai, Brazil at the end of the year. So that's very exciting. That's the CTO and the CEO who were at multiple events so far for Cooper. They've been to Japan, they've been to Tokyo, right? Japan, they've been to Malaysia and Singapore already, right? So it's a lot. This roadmap is extensive, guys. They have big goals, big plans, right? But we are just here to figure out how can we take advantage of this technology and earn passive income. Okay. So just a quick background, they've done the company registration here on this website. You can be able to get all that information. It's actually in the PowerPoint. So I'm going to go straight in the PowerPoint so we can look at some of these things, right? So here, company registration, they got their LLC incorporated in New York. They went ahead and got their MSB, right? Their FinCEN, right, license as well, and their MSB registration going on as well. They went ahead and also filed their Form D, right, which is basically a notice telling the SEC, hey, we are not, trying to violate any securities code. We are trying to stay compliant. So we are letting you know we are not handling securities. And just by doing that alone, it's a first step in compliance. And these guys are looking to follow through on these different things that, most companies are not doing, right? So when you see a company go through these steps, it gives you a lot of confidence in what they have planned and where they are going. So enough of the boring part, right? The last meeting I had, somebody said, just go straight to the money. How can I earn? When I put my crypto, what would I make every day, right? So here, what they have is they have four different fund managers, right? You can call them staking contracts, where you can deposit anything from USDT, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, right? Most people prefer USDT as a stable asset, price never changes. And a lot of people like the idea that when you put in Bitcoin, you are not just earning on the dollar value, but you're getting a percentage of your coins every single day inside of these contracts. So you can choose to risk for a 7-day contract, right, guys? Manage your risk, understand what you're doing. But remember, there is no success without any risk, right? So here you're able to choose a 7-day contract where you would earn the AI fund manager would produce a gross profit, right? There's a difference between the gross profit and the net profit. I'll explain a little bit on as we go. But the gross profit is 1% per day for 7 days. So in 7 days, that would be 7% generated by this AI fund manager for 7 days, right? If you choose the monthly contract where you're locking up your crypto for 30 days, and once the period is over, it automatically goes back to your wallet, right? But within those 30 days, the AI fund manager generates 1.3% per day, right? And on the 90-day contract, it generates 1.6% per day. And on the 1 year or 365-day contract, it will generate 2% per day, okay? So all of this amounts to the gross daily ROI. Now let's understand how we come about to the net profit, right? So investors that are in all these different contracts will earn a net profit based on the gross profit generated. So for example, if we had $10 million inside the weekly contract, for example, right? Generating 1% a day, that is going to be $100,000 in profits per day. Okay. They are going to take 45% of that, which is going to be 45,000, right? Or 0.5%, 0.45%. And they're going to pay the ROI out of that. So every individual inside of the weekly contract earns a net profit of 0.45% per day, right? Now, for those that are in the monthly contract, which is at 1.3% a day. I think I have this already in my mind already. At 1.3% a day, 45% of that would be 0.59% every single day net profit, right? Investors choosing the 90-day contract, 3-month contract, gross profit of 1.6% a day. That means you have a net profit, net income, net ROI of 0.72% per day. Folks, think about that, right? That's huge. And then those that choose the 1 year contract, which is, I think, the favorite for most people because you extract the most out of this ecosystem. 2% gross profit, 45% of that is 0.9% per day. So technically, your net profit you can expect ranges from anywhere from 0.45% a day to 0.9% per day. Pretty much, pretty exciting, folks, right? And then you realize that out of the profits generated, they put 54% aside for what is called the VIP rewards. Folks, we're going to talk about that. But, just anyone that is really here to, make the most out of any system, I tell you, look, don't leave money on the table, folks. It's going to be sad that, you have an opportunity to make much more, but you choose to make less. So please, we don't want to leave any money on the table. We'll break down what this VIP rewards mean. And I believe everyone here, any individual who is really assertive enough should take advantage of both systems in order to maximize your potential. Okay. So I'll go into sharing a another slide before we go into the VIP rewards. And on this slide, basically, we're gonna show you how what it is you could be earning, right, on a daily basis if you decided to, put, let's say, 100 USDT, right? Because most people are visual. I say that human beings, we are visual creatures, and so if we don't see these numbers, it's sometimes hard for us to phantom, right? So we want to see these numbers, okay? So quick example here, if an individual had 100 USDT, right, and they decided to choose the weekly contract, right, one at 0.45% net income a day, that would mean they'll make 45 cents a day, right, folks? If an individual chose the monthly contract, they will make 59 cents a day. Quarterly, they'll make 72 cents a day, and annual, they'll make 90 cents a day, right? But then some people will come in and say, you know what? I'm looking to actually make more. How can I leverage more capital? They will start with 1,000 USDT, $1,000 worth, and they would make $4.50 a day on the weekly contract, right? Or in the monthly contract, they will make $5.85 per day, right? Or $5.90 per day. On the quarterly contract, they would make $7.20 per day. And on the annual, they will make $9 per day. Folks, that means within a space of about 100 days, you are already clearing out almost 100% return on your investment. Think about it, folks. Where else can you find that, right? Even I believe the real estate market right now is sitting somewhere around 12% return on investment, maybe on a high end 35% per year. But here you are leveraging less, maybe sometimes if depending on your capital, your risk appetite, you can leverage more and actually earn a lot more. So those that decide to come in at 10,000 or more, like 10,000, you're looking at $45 a day on the weekly contract or $58.50 per day on the monthly contract or $72 a day on the quarterly contract. Creme de la creme, the yearly contract is $90 per day. Every 10 days, you're taking out almost $1,000 in rewards, folks. Where else are you gonna find something like this, right? So gonna stop sharing from here, and then we're gonna go down into the VIP rewards because we've covered how an individual who says, look, I just have some capital, I want to be passive, I just want to know what can it do, folks. This is exactly what you can expect out of this ecosystem. But then once again, we did see that there was the VIP rewards, right? So just like yourself, myself, I was intrigued. I said, look, what is this VIP thing? I've considered myself a VIP personality, right? And I believe everyone on here should consider themselves a VIP personality. Guys, in fact, to be honest, the truth to success is not really so much about technicalities. It actually starts from the mindset. You see, success is 70% mindset, 30% skill, right? So don't be confused and, don't be so downplayed by some of the things that happen in life where you begin to lose confidence in yourself, your ability, and your capacity. So the mindset changes everything, right? So you are a VIP, I'm a VIP, and I believe we can all accept that, right? So as a VIP inside of AIFEEX, you need to start with at least $100 in any of these contracts yourself, right? There's no free road to success here. You got to commit. And then you need to have at least one person, one individual who says, okay, I want to do the same, right? Even if they put in just 100, you begin to qualify for VIP. But to be a VIP one, you need to have at least $3,000 worth of team volume or team investments, meaning that whether you share your link with me, I put in 3,000, you share your link with five people, collectively they put in 3,000, 4,000, 8,000, whatever it is, as long as you have more than 3,000 in team sales or volume, you become a VIP one. Now, what is the reward for being a VIP one? Every single day, every single profit being generated inside of your community, you are going to get 20% check match on every dollar, right? So that means that if you just had myself create a link under you and get started, and at 3,000 I'm making, let's say I'm making around $30 a day, right? Let's just put it there, $30 a day. That means that you would get 20% of my $30 every single day. I'll get my whole 30, but you get a 20% check match, $6, right? And all you did was just send me a link, right? Now, multiply that by 10, 20, 30, 40 people. Think about what's going on, guys. You are getting paid like the guys in Visa, where every time you swipe your card, they get a piece of the pie. But here, our pie is bigger, right? Our pie is bigger, 20% for VIP one. Now, to be a VIP two, you need to have at least two people that you have invited, right? So you have two people, we call that two teams, okay? Because all of these people will also have their own community. So your two teams ensure that you go to VIP two once you have 10,000 in total volume and two other VIP ones, right? That's people who also have their own 3,000 in volume, right? So that's exciting. What is the reward? 30%. Folks, when I started to see these kind of numbers, maybe I'm not the best at math, but I know 30% of anything is literally a big chunk of it, right? If we had a plate of food and I gave you 30% of it, that's literally one fourth or one third, right? I'll say about one third of the entire plate. Folks, that is a lot, right? So 30% is huge when you start to see numbers like $100 a day in your team profits, your total team probably generating $100 a day, and you're able to get $30 every day. That is a good number, right? And then now you multiply that by five people, 10 people. Think about it, right? These numbers can really start to make a lot of sense. Now, here's the only catch. If someone is a VIP one, so let's say you started and you send your link to me, I got started, I'm your VIP one, right? My team is producing $100 a day. You're not going to get 30% because I'm already getting 20% as a VIP one. You get the difference, which is 30 minus 20. You'll get 10% of my entire team's daily profit, right? And then maybe you started Angie, right? On the next leg, and Angie decided to also invest, and Angie is not a VIP, right? Angie just puts in 100,000, making $1,000 a day. Guess what happens? You get the whole 30% because that person is unranked. So whoever is unranked, you get the maximum check match, but whoever hits a rank, you would make the difference from their community's profits. I hope we got that well understood. And one thing we want to talk about is what we call the reward limit, but I'll get to that after we go through the entire reward system, right? So now VIP three, right? What does it take to be a VIP three? Once again, as long as you have two teams. So we know that with just two people that you share with, you can max the entire compensation plan, right? So this is not complicated. This is not binary, it's unilevel. You can have 20 directs, 10 directs, but even if you had two who went on to duplicate Can you understand? You would max the entire comp plan. Like that is huge, right? Where some of us have been in systems where they tell you you got to have one leg doing jumping jacks and the other one got to be so heavy it could fall off the bridge, right? And then you got to have people doing this and doing that and numbers over here and numbers over there. Here it's so simple. Volume, two directs or more, and you max the entire compensation plan, right? So this is very, very interesting and a level playing field. This is what we want. We want an opportunity where you don't have to be the King Kong of this industry. I got into this industry as a baby, and just by making the right relationships, we're growing. We're on our way to VIP 5 already, right? And just because we shared with a few people who decided to share with a few people, we are here today, right? So VIP 3, you need 30,000 in team volume, two VIP, two users, and you earn 40% every day of what your team's earning, right? So if someone is a VIP one, it's going to be 40 minus 20. So you get 20% from their entire team's daily profit, right? If they're unranked, you get 40% of their entire profit. Huge, folks. Think about it, right? You have an individual making $100 a day, right? And is unranked. You start to get $40 every day. What if you have five people like that? You had $200 a day, all because you decided to share this amazing opportunity with somebody else, right? VIP4, the requirement only 100,000 in team volume, right? Guys, we know this is very, very achievable. It's just 10 people that have 10,000, right? Or it's just 100 people who have 1,000 each, right? But we know everybody's not coming in with a fixed amount. Some will vary. Yesterday I talked with a gentleman. He says, Coach, look, I have 100,000. What do I do with it? And we had a presentation. He went through and he understands exactly what to do, right? But I was on a call just this morning with another individual who said, look, I have $100. What do I do with it? I showed him exactly what to do. And he also got started. So it doesn't matter, folks. You come in where you fit in. At the end of the day, you're looking to make your profits. And that's what's important, okay? So now at VIP 4, you have 100,000 in team volume, two VIP 3 users down the line. Guess what? 50%. Right? Folks, this is where my hat started to come off, right? I had to pick it up from the floor, put it back on again, and say, wait, 50%? You're telling me I'm getting a half of a check of anyone that's earning. Now, that is huge, folks. That is huge, right? But remember, they have to be unranked to get the whole 50. If someone is a VIP 2 on your team, right? Their team, you only get 50 minus 30. You get 20% of their team's daily profit. What if they're bringing in $500 a day? That's an easy $100 a day. It doesn't matter. You're still cashing out, right? What if you have five folks like that, where you're extracting 100 every single day? That's 500 a day. So this can really become lucrative if you understand that do not leave money on the table. Yes, you're going to put in what you can afford to risk. Yes, you're going to earn every single day till your contract expires. Yes, you're going to get your capital back, right, without any fee on your capital. Yes, you're going to be able to withdraw your profits every day. Withdrawals are instant, right? On the inside this protocol, there's no email verification code. There's no phone number verification code. There's no KYC. There's no waiting on 6 hours and 24 hours and wait till the company validates your withdrawal. None of that, right? All withdrawals are on chain. When you click it, it's instant. If it's Bitcoin, maybe a few minutes. USDT, literally anywhere from 5 seconds to about 45 seconds that we have experienced, right? Maybe if there's a downtime, maybe a minute, right? So, folks, very, very good system. VIP 5, you have 300,000 in sales, right? And what happens? You have two VIP 4 users. So technically, you understand that you need people on your team who are also climbing up the ladder of success, right? Each one help one, and we can do amazing things in the system, right? So sometimes you might want to offer support, just check on somebody, say, hey, I noticed, you're falling short. Just wanted to tell you that, look, you're almost there. Just keep pushing. Just add somebody to the meetings and next thing you know, you're on your way to VIP 5 as well, okay? And there you start to get 60% of your team's total daily rewards, right? Now that's huge, folks. At 60%, this is mind blowing. Think about it, right? You're a VIP 5. let's ignore the entire structure that made you VIP 5. Let's say you're at a party, you meet an old friend, or you're at a business seminar, you meet somebody, or you're just on the phone with another investor, and they say, "Look, I've been looking for an opportunity to earn some crypto." And then you show them this, and they put in X amount of dollars, and they make even just $100 a day, even just $100 a day, right? Unranked. They just got started, earned your first 100. You wake up and just that one individual paid you $60, right? What if they went big? What if they put in 100,000 like my friend I spoke to yesterday, right? And they start to earn 1,000, let's say they earn $1,000 a day. You're telling me you could have 100 in your own account, 200, 500, whatever. But because someone is earning 1,000 a day, you're getting 60% check match. Folks, do not leave money on the table. It's very important that you strive to become a VIP and you start to share, because that's literally where a lot of the trading profits are being put, so that people who are actively growing this pool get to taste some rewards, right? And we all know how we like rewards. Our jobs don't give us rewards. The last time I checked, they will buy you pizza, they'll put a pin on your collar, and then they'll give you a pat on the back and say, "You're amazing. Hope to see you next year," right? Guys, this is not the scenario. You put in any type of effort, you get rewarded for your effort. And that's very, very important in this value-based society that we live in. It's time that people valued our effort, right? As opposed to just, putting so much into someone or something and you get almost nothing back in return. Now, as a VIP 6, you have 1 million in team volume. Guess what? You now start to extract 70%, right? So once again, if someone is a VIP 5, you only get 10% of the entire team's daily profits, right? If they're a VIP 2, that's 70 minus 30. Guys, you're at 40%, right? So you're still in there. Even at a VIP 4, in your team, that's 70 minus 50, you get 20%. Folks, you are still in there, right? Because a lot of people are even getting 5% commissions on big deals. So if you're getting a 10%, 20, 30, 40% on a deal, I think that's huge, right? I think that's really huge. Now, as a VIP 7, you have 3 million in team sales. Guess what happens, right? You now start to extract 80% check match. Now, folks, at this point, I believe some of you are looking at this like, wait, how is this possible? Look, I asked the same question. We asked the same question. And then I went back in the PDF and I did the numbers and I realized, wait, it's already there. The numbers already add up. And we'll do the same thing on this call as well, okay? So VIP 7, you extract 80% of your team's daily profits coming in, right? But once again, if someone is at a different rank, you do the difference, okay? VIP 8, you've been grinding at this 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, $10 million in team sales, team volume. Probably they making what at this point, your team's making well over probably about 100,000 or 90,000 a day, right? Guess what? 90%. But if someone is ranked, the difference, right? What if somebody just gets started the next day, right? And says, you know what, I'll put in 1,000, I'll put in 100,000, probably making 1,000 a day. You're getting $900. Come on, folks. Think about it. You're gonna extract 90% on anyone who's unranked. My mind was blown, right? My mind was blown. And at the highest rank, VIP 9, 30 million in sales. Some of us are looking to hit these ranks in the next 3 to 6 months, right? 90 to 180 days. You put your foot to the metal. You say, okay, we want to bless 1,000 people this year. We want to change some communities. We want to help some people. We want to, make some profits and go do more good in the community. This is what we can do. You get 100% check match every single time, every single day that anyone is earning. But once again, if you're a VIP 5, it's the difference of 100 minus 60. You only get 40%. If you're a VIP 8, it's 100 minus 90. You only get 10% of their team's daily profit. Okay, so guys, this is the entire VIP system, right? And this is how the rewards work. I'm going to explain the reward limit, and then we'll go back further into the PDF to actually see if all of this is possible, sustainable, and then we want to see the proof. Are they even traded, right? Can this AI do what they say this AI does? Can it jump the way they say it jumps? Can it shake the way they say it shakes, right? So let's talk about the reward limit. It will start from the VIP2, right? So as a VIP2, let's say you have $100 in your own contract trading and you put it in a 30-day, 90-day, whatever, right? What the system is saying is that your investment will always earn profits uncapped, right? And your capital belongs to you. This is not you get a 2x and you're done. No, your capital is your capital. It's a separate account. It earns every day. When the contract ends, the funds go back to you. You can go in there and withdraw your ROI every day as well. Okay. Now, what they're saying is, as a VIP, they give you a separate VIP account and they pay your rewards in your VIP account. But the minute you hit a 2x of what you have put into the system yourself, then you would need to put in some more into your own investment account in order to grow or renew your limit and keep earning more profits, right? But the system would always notify you. So it's not something where, oh, I didn't know. No. The minute you go into your VIP rewards, there'll be a big banner that will pop up, add this to continue to earn, right? And they tell you the day before. So you don't miss out on the next day's rewards. Okay. So and the minimum investment is $100. So each time you earn 100, you can always add some more, right? Or let's say you had 10,000 in there and you're a VIP4. What they're saying is now your reward limit is times four, is 40,000. So you can keep withdrawing these daily team rewards every single day, 100 here, 200 here, 500 here. So the time you hit 40,000. And once you get to 40,000, you'll be prompted to put in at least $100 so you can get 4x on that 100. Or you can put in 1,000 and your reward limit goes to 4,000, or you can put in another 10,000 out of the 40,000 you earned, right? So you can get back another 40,000 reward limit. Now, as somebody who is sharing this opportunity, I think this is a win because you have leaders who are earning who have to put back more capital. Of course, you're going to make the money. Of course, the contract ends and the funds go back to them, but it increases your team volume. So you see, this hand in hand works together to increase the size of the pool for the company to trade and increases the size of their volume of everyone in the community, which in turn increases the amount of rewards that you collect on a daily basis. It's a win-win, folks. Okay. So now let's see, how is this sustainable, right? Because if you're paying someone $100 a day on their money and you can do 100% check match, that means the system needs to produce at least 200 in profits in order to divide up and pay 100 to the ROI and 100 to the VIP. Okay, so we'll go back to the same scenario, right? We have 10 million inside of the system and it's producing at 1% a day, right? Which is going to be $100,000 per day in ROI, right? But they're only paying out 45% to the investors, the net income. So all investors are getting $45,000 combined, right? They have to divide 45,000 out of the 100,000. Folks, I might not be good at math, but it means that there will be $55,000 left. 1% goes to promotion. So let's ignore that. We'll say there's $54,000 left. 54%. Now, guys, help me in the chat. 45,000 and 54,000. Which is bigger? Somebody can help me in the chat. 45,000 and 54,000. Which of these amounts is bigger? Right? And we already have an answer inside there, folks. Literally, we all can see now 54,000 is bigger. Okay. So if I subtract 45,000 from 54,000, would there be more left? Yes, there will be more left. So guys, if they paid you, for example, if you had your 10 million in there and you made the 45,000 and your upline was a VIP 9, for example, it means that the system will need to have more than 45,000 aside in order to pay him his 100% check match. Folks, can we do the math now? It's right there. Out of the 100% they generate, they only pay 45% net income and they keep 54% in the VIP rewards. So there is 100% check match available and some more just in case they need to have some backup for days where maybe they just need more liquidity to give out some rewards. Think about that, right? It's always good to always have more than you need, even though you know exactly what you need, just to have that room for error. They call it margin of error, right? Or maybe they just have other things like the studio rewards that they're doing, the everyday $500 giveaways for those that do events, right? All of that could come from that, right? Or from the community promotion, right? We're just here to do the numbers, and now the numbers add up. So what do you do next, folks? You make your move. Let's move towards a greater height together, folks. This is where we win, folks. This is where you and I can come into a system where we have equal opportunity. There's no special deals in the back end. There's no you got to come on a call with the CEO before you see the back end, folks. We're going to show you the back end that you can see yourself if you download this app today, right? So give me a second to switch over onto my cell phone, and then I will be able to show you guys this entire system in real time, folks, in real time, okay? But once again, do me a solid. I know I've been talking for a while. I just want to make sure everyone was able to hear, see, and understand everything that I said. Please drop a one in the chat if you were able to get everything that was shared as far as the entire presentation. Please drop a one in the chat if you were able to hear everything that was shared in the entire presentation. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your feedback. It lets me know I was not shouting at the wind, right? You heard that saying. You don't want to be stuck shouting at the wind, because then the wind just carries your voice the other way while no one is hearing what you're saying. Let me try and connect on my phone. There's some Wi-Fi delays. Turn up the Wi-Fi. Let me try again. Sorry. Just trying here to connect on my cell phone. Okay, perfect. I'm in.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so now I'm about to share on my phone how this application looks like in real time, folks. So far, this has been very, very exciting. You open up the app and you have a nice animated logo. As you can see, the annual fund actually produced more than 2% today, 2.01, right? Guys, that's good, right? That means probably we getting more than 0.9, maybe 0.90, right? 0.4, 0.3 or something, right? Okay, so what I like about this is user friendly. It's simple, it's no complicated stuff on here. Um, and let's look at the AI. I feel like it's more important to notice that they actually have AI assistants. Now, this is huge. We've been in this space for a while. Everyone makes a website, says deposit funds and make ROI, but they never show you the technology, folks. Here, you don't even have to deposit money. You can use their AI assistants in order to create and do anything that you want to do, right? So let's say, you've been working hard at writing a children's book, right? But you've never really had the time because it's a lot of time that's going to be needed to write up a whole article and cross-reference and do all this kind of stuff. So you come in here, you say, okay, now AI, thinking like the best children's book author. I want you to help me draft or help me write a short storybook on, let me see, on sharing for kids, right? Let's see what this AI can do, right? If it's gonna help us create this nice book on sharing, right? Oh, here we are, folks. Creating a children's story about sharing. Once upon a time, in the colorful forest of Whimsy Woods, there lived a little squirrel named Sammy, right? So Sammy collected a lot of acorns, blah, blah, blah. His friend was Benny the bunny, looking sad. And Benny's carrot patch had been washed away by the rain. He had nothing to eat. So Sammy decided to share his acorns with Benny. Come on, think about that. You have a kid, you can sell this book, right? Parents who buy it, then you can have the AI also make the images, right, for all the characters. Guys, you do all of this inside of this application, right? You don't have to pay for it. So this once again goes to show that their AI it works, it's real. You literally have built a real AI system for those of you that like to program and write code, well, guess what? You have a programming assistant that can help you analyze your code. It can suggest code for you. So suggest a very functional code to create a digital clock, right? Let's see. Let's see if this AI has what it takes, right, to help us get to our goals. Bada bim, bada boom, folks, right here. And for those of you that know how to program, there's probably a little bit of stuff you got to put in, right? Maybe the hour, just maybe some extra stuff. I'm not a programmer, so I wouldn't even know. But all I know is that they have given us some basic code that we can copy and paste in our own servers and create our own digital clock, right? So that's exciting to have. You can talk to the AI as well. You have all those options. So now let's go to how the crypto is being generated, right? So we choose the yearly contract, for example. We look at the performance. So since they began, right, this AI has generated a gross profit since somewhere in late November till, let's call it November 21st, right? Till today, February 21st, which is going to be 3 whole months, right? It's already produced 187% in gross income. So 45% of that was paid in ROI, right? So that's averaging about 27% a month, right? For those that are using the yearly contract. That's not bad. That is not bad, right? Then we go to holdings. This is one of the things that really got me excited to actually even be here to share this with anyone because else I would have just put my funds in and went to sleep. But guys, they are telling you every currency they have our crypto in. I haven't seen that maybe in the last 3 to 4 years inside the space, seen a company that shows you transparently, guys, we have all your funds in X, Y, and Z, right? BTC, XRP, Solana, Ethereum, dog with hat, Tia, Lido, Aptos, right? H bar, right? And you can track the trades. That's the next part, right? Let's hit on Bitcoin, for example. They will show you completed trades. So you see profit and loss in here as well, right? Receipts. And they're trading leverage, folks. Perpetual means you're trading leverage, 10x, 20x, and all of that. So here you see they generated $192 here on this trade. And I want you to take a note at the timestamp, right? Because it's only AI that can trade like this. A human being cannot trade in microseconds, right? So the closing time on this trade was 12:28:59, 1:28, 1 p.m., 1 p.m. 28:59 seconds, right? The next trade closed at 13:28:28. The next trade closed at 13:28:13, right? And the next trade actually closed the same time, microseconds apart, right? We know me and you cannot do this, right? If you have fast fingers and you can do this, good for you, right? Good for you, right? So they have their AI doing all of this. Transaction records, they show us the leverage that they used on each trade. Also, they give you all the numbers that is coming out as a feed from all the different centralized exchanges that they are trading, right? I don't know if HT means he'll be, right? We don't know. I guess that's something in the future we can find out. But guys, different order numbers, right? It lets you know these are feeds coming from different exchanges. If you have traded on any exchange like Binance, you know, when you buy a cryptocurrency, there's an order number with that transaction. The next part that excites me is the current holdings. These are live trades, right? Now, think about it, folks. There's always going to be profit and losses, right? If you're a trader and somebody tells you, oh, I trade and I, I have 100% accuracy rate, just turn the other way and start going, right? Because it's impossible, right? So here they have profits, they have loss, but at the end of the day, right, when you accumulate all the trades, you will get a net profit, right? So I can make $1,000 on a trade and I can lose 500 in the next trade, which means that my net profit is 500, right? Now, when you start to see completed trades per day, guys, now we're gonna start scrolling, right? And it's gonna load up, right? Now, folks, I have been scrolling and scrolling. Some days I'll just scroll and scroll and scroll, and the trades don't stop. So when you see $100 and 200 and 300, it doesn't mean they're not making money. They're just making multiple bits of these profits. And if you add $100 even 100 times, right, that's 10,000. What if you added 1,000 times? That's 100,000, right? So these trades keep going. As you can see, folks, we are still scrolling. It keeps going and going and going and going and going, right? And no one person can complete these many trades, right? So, folks, that is enough for me. I don't know about you, but to me, my eyes can see clear as day. And this is enough for me to know these guys are giving us real-time data on all the trades they are executing on a daily basis. And that got me excited enough to be here. I hope you guys got excited too. And real quick, if you're a leader, you're in any part of the world, there's also some money on the table. You don't want to leave that as well. What they're saying is very simple, right? They're rewarding all members who are, doing what they call the meetup tour, right? If you are able to put 15 people together in a room, please come here and read the requirements. You have to be at least a VIP one, only 3,000 in team volume, and you quickly print out your banners. They're gonna give you the banners to print out and display it, right? Poster, banner, they give it to you, display it, and then you complete your event, right? You're not getting it before. You have to do the event, right? And then you have to show proof of that event with photos and a video where people are saying whatever it is, but they have to add the name of the company and they got to know that it was really an event for AIFEEX. And once you can prove that, you will submit the application and you will claim the $500. So currently, I'm able to claim 10 of these because of my rank, right? So based on your rank, you'll be able to claim 5, 10, 20 times. And as you begin to grow your ranks, you open up more. So even if you claimed your first batch, you hit the next rank, it will open up a new batch for you to keep doing these meetup events and getting paid for it, right? How many programs have we been in and we put our own capital to expand and grow our teams? And guess what? We get nothing back in return. Folks, that's not the case. And you don't need to have a special upline to make a special deal. It's open to anyone you bring on, any country in the world, no matter where they are, India, Middle East, South America, Africa, right? People can organize these events. Some places it costs less than $100 budget to put together a small meetup, but you're gonna come up with a profit, right? Just from doing what you're already gonna do. So I like that, and I think it's a fair opportunity for everyone. So one thing, yes, they have a chat thing where you can chat with people. You can join their main community chat. It's like 19,000 plus people in there with 18,000 online, right? So it's not one of those groups where there's only 5 people online and 100,000 followers, right? Um, Also assets, they give you a wallet, you store crypto, USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then you withdraw everything is instant. Okay, folks. So I'm gonna stop sharing on my phone. And then what I'll do is I'll actually stop the recording, right? We want to allow people to be able to ask some questions if they want to ask any question. The final part, most important, please, if you are in the US, if you're in Canada, if you are in Netherlands, if you are in the UK, you will need to install a VPN, right? The reason being is we all know some of these countries have very, very tight regulation on staking crypto. And here you're literally locking up your crypto to earn passive rewards. So most of these programs, are not allowed to exist within these certain shorelines, right? I'll give you an example. Kraken, right? It's a well-known exchange. They offer staking services. They got shut down from doing staking in the US. But the minute you take a flight to a different country, you can stake your crypto on Kraken, right? Just think about it, right? So it's the same thing here. They want to stay compliant. You don't want any issues. So folks, use a VPN. You turn on your VPN, put in any other country other than the US, the UK, the Canada, and the Netherlands, I believe, and you should be fine as well. The other thing is if you're building a team, just notice that if your team is investing Bitcoin, you also need to have Bitcoin in there in order to get the VIP rewards. If your team is investing USDT, you need to have USDT also in there. So it's up to you to share. Just tell your people, hey, folks, you have the option Bitcoin, USDT. Most people prefer USDT is stable, but some people who hold a lot of Bitcoin see the value in turning one Bitcoin into two Bitcoin in about 100 days, right? Think about it. The bull run is just coming, right? It might end soon. It might be something that lasts maybe for more than a year. But if you can turn one BTC to two BTC, I think you have won, regardless of the price of Bitcoin. While everyone is waiting to sell their one BTC, you are multiplying your BTC. So, guys, that is what we have here. I'm going to stop the recording at this point.